Hello Taurus, and welcome to your April 2017 reading. I'm Jane from Angelic Connection. I'm a tarot reader, angel therapist, Archangel Life Coach, and also look at astrology. And I'm here really just looking at the energies of the next 4 weeks for you in a general respect. Look at your moon and rising sign as well for a fuller picture. So this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. If you don't know how to find those, lots of free software on the internet to get your chart done. Your time of birth is really important for that, but not the end of the world if you don't have it. It just makes it much less accurate. But in terms of just a Moon and Sun, possibly rising sign, it's very easy to find out. So what we have for you this month is, well, what I'm doing is slightly different this month because I'm pulling a card for each week. I'm pulling a card for almost like a general energy overview, and I'm picking one for advice and also looking at the bottom of the deck. Now, you have 4 out of your 6 cards, apart from the bottom of the deck, are major arcana cards. So this is a big month for you, Taurus, without a doubt. The Mercury retrograde is going to be happening. We're coming into your time as we head sort of through to your birthday month. You find that when the previous weeks are in your 12th house, you can be very low in energy. You can find that you are reviewing and reflecting on what's gone on in the last year, because you're about to hit your birthday. And I think no matter when your birthday is, yes, we've just hit really the start of the lunar year as we hit Aries. We all have that very reflective period as we're coming up to our own birthday. Now, you are hitting big things this month. A lot of people are hitting big things this month. We've all had a difficult time, and I've seen it just unfold over weeks and weeks, months and months, and even years. Taurus, you haven't come out of it too badly. You're very, very solid. You're a very grounded sign, and because of what was going on with the squares and with the Virgo Pisces axis eclipses, we're now out of that into the Aries eclipses, the Aries eclipses. So that's changed slightly. So you're kind of next on the list, but you haven't been directly hit, and there's a very solid sign. You're quite grounded. Now, the bottom of the deck, the energy for you is the Ten of Pentacles, and that's a really good place to start because, like a lot of people, you are wanting to bring things to a close. You want fresh starts. Not just about spring, it's not just about the eclipses, it's not just about the start of the lunar year and your birthday. You want to start new things, and you want to do those things to bring security to your family. There's a very strong element here, Taurus, of real, lasting security on a family level. The Ten of Pentacles is very much about having achieved a certain level of security, being able to provide for your family, being part of a family, a very, very strong family unit, especially when it comes to finances and money. But there are real hints here of wanting to do something even bigger and even better to bring even more security to your family. Now, on the first week, we have our only caution here, which is the Seven of Swords. Now, whatever's been going on, whatever it is that you want to do and that you want to start in the month of April, remembering that as you get into Aries, that is your 12th house. You are, depending on your natal chart, obviously, it could be a different house, but generally as a Taurus sun, Aries is your 12th house. And the 12th house is about secrets, it's about hidden enemies, it's about parts of ourselves that are really hidden and things that are hidden too. And the Seven of Swords is about some sneakiness, some deception, things coming to the surface, things that you didn't know, and it could have been things that people were purposely hiding from you. Now, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's within your work, your own business, your family, some sort of relationship, whatever it is, there is going to be some element here of somebody trying to pull a fast one. Hopefully it's not you trying to get away with something. I doubt it, because Taurus is a very, very straight down the line. You want to be sure that you know what's going on. Okay? If your intuition is telling you that someone isn't telling you the whole truth, if you have a niggle, don't dismiss it. Follow it up, find out what's going on. It looks like you are going to find out what's going on, because in the second week we have the Fool. Fantastic. This is wanting, or getting the go ahead, wanting to really move forward, take a risk. It's almost an air of impulsiveness, which for Taurians is quite staggering, because they are very, very careful, very solid, everything is backed up. They know exactly what they want. They know exactly how to get there. Nothing's left to chance. The Fool is all about spontaneity, impulsivity. Could be said to be rash on the other side. Really here, this is about making a leap of faith in some respects. I mean, I don't know if this is something that you're wanting to do, which is an element of risk to it. It's saying, look, make sure you know the risks. Make sure you read the small print. I think with the Seven of Swords as well, make sure that you're being told everything. Ask the question. Don't rely on people to be totally open with you. Make sure you're asking the pertinent questions for whatever this is. In the second week, you can actually move forward fairly confidently, that you kind of know what you're doing. It's not too impulsive, it's not too rash, but it is an inspired leap of faith and a fresh start. When you get into the third week, you have the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is about structure, control, being the boss, keeping a handle on things, but just be careful. The warning here is not to be too rigid, not to be too, if you've got your expectations of how things are going to go and how you think they need to go, the Fool is very much, again, about, right, okay, let's go for it, but try and keep that adaptability and flexibility. Don't be too rigid, but you do need to be totally in charge of where things are going here, quite clearly. As you get into the last week with the Hierophant, this is about taking advice. You might well need to take advice or to actually play things by the book. The Hierophant is about tradition and convention and learning and mentoring and all those kind of things, saying, well, this is the way it's done. So it could be that you want to kind of maybe cut a few corners, or you want to take a different route to achieve something you want to achieve. But at the end of the month, you're thinking, no, we better do it by the book. Your guidance is the Ace of Swords, which is lovely, because you are going to be able to cut through anything and be really clear, communicate really effectively, even with Mercury retrograde. And the Mercury is going, I think it's going retrograde. Is it in Taurus? Coming up. So we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde now. Unless you have Mercury or a rising in an air sign, especially Gemini and Virgo, it shouldn't affect you too much. Obviously, watch your technology, back up your computers and all this kind of thing. I think this is where you've got to be quite careful with communication, the small print as well. I think you've got to be really clear, really, really clear with your communication, so that all the small print, everything is looked at. It feels very businessy, it feels very financial, it feels very like property or something very, very solid. So this could relate to a relationship, it could relate to anything in your life, remember, Taurus, but this general feeling of taking risks, making sure you're playing by the book, getting the small print, making sure everybody's being honest with each other, real clarity. And your advice is Lovers. Well, I mean, whether you've got a Gemini who's involved here, because Lovers is the card of Gemini, it's also about making a choice. It's also about, coming down on one side, making a choice, deciding to go for something. And this is a big choice. And I think with all these arcana, major arcana cards here, whatever you're planning to do, it is quite a big decision. And people might be surprised that you take the leap, because you're normally perhaps a little bit more careful, and you decide to go for something that surprises people, I feel. But, if you can make sure that everything is above board, that you know everything you need to know, that you play by the book, but you don't actually, you're not too rigid, and you do try and keep that flow where the rules might bend but they don't break, is what I've just been told. Bend the rules but don't break them. Interesting. that's a message for somebody out there, then I think you're going to be very, very successful, and you're going to have a really amazing month. So if you need anything individual looked at, drop me an email. I'll be very pleased to read for you. And in the meantime, wow, have a really great month, Taurus. I will speak to you in May.